Hello, everyone. God bless you. I want to share a short testimony with you all. I just got back home from my little training, about an hour away from home. And on my drive back, I seen two cars right next to each other with their hazards on. And there's a guy standing outside the car while two other guys look like they're working on it. And he's waving a t-shirt like this, a white t-shirt just like this one. And it looks like he's looking for somebody to pull over and help, and nobody did. So I felt in my spirit that I should pull over and help this person. I pass up the first U-turn because the way that the roads worked, there's two lanes going this way, two lanes coming this way. And they was all the way on the other side. I had to make a U-turn through a median into two lanes of traffic at 70 miles an hour. So I passed up the first one because I couldn't see it through the grass. And since I passed that up, I started making up excuses. I'm like, yeah, I couldn't help them anyways. I don't have any tools in my car. I don't really know anything about cars or anything like that. I mean, I wouldn't have been no help anyways. I'm just going to go home. That's what I said to myself. And I felt justified in my excuse, which is obviously I wasn't, But that feeling is not a good one, And so as I'm coming up onto the second U-turn, I see a pretty little bird just right over my car. I saw it clear as day. It wasn't close enough to hit my car or anything, but it was definitely close enough for me to notice it. And ever since, I started reading the word, and I always think about the Holy Spirit as like a dove, the way that the Holy Spirit came down as a dove, and it was described as like a gentle bird. Every time I see a bird, I think about God. And God knows that. Obviously, he knows the number of hairs on my head. He knows that I think about him anytime I see a bird. And he used that fact about me for me to not second guess myself, for me to obey, right? Gave me that sign, a way out of my disobedience. So I seen that, and then I'm like, yep, I got to turn around. Nope, yep, got to do a U-turn. And as I'm doing a U-turn, I speed up, I get over there, and right as I'm pulling up behind the two cars, I see the first one pull off, and the other guy who looked like was receiving help from the other person that pulled off was going in his car. I'm thinking, okay, this guy must have gave up. Let me go, see what I can do now since the other guy left. Turns out he pulls off perfectly fine as well. And I'm like, well, I guess it's done. It was. So I do my little U-turn, start heading back to the right direction I need to go to get back to my house. And I realized something whenever I was thinking about the situation. Because even as I was pulling up to the cars, I knew there was nothing I could do. That if the most I could do was hand them their tools or help twist a couple nuts and bolts. If he told me to do this, do that, I can do it. But other than that, if they didn't have no tools, I know I didn't, the whole nine. I knew there's just nothing I could do. But I still obeyed whenever he says, go to them. After delayed obedience, which is disobedience. But in the long run, he got me to go that way. And it made me realize, even if you don't have the tools necessary, even if we think we can't do anything, even if we know I don't have the materials necessary or the knowledge necessary to help with this sort of problem on this sort of thing because I simply have no experience or knowledge of it, doesn't mean that it won't be possible. God will work through your obedience, and I feel like that's what happened just then. God knew that I didn't have anything that I could do to help. I didn't have not even jumper cables, nothing. But God still used my obedience and showed me that, hey, all you have to do is show up. I'll do everything else. And I thought that was just so wonderful, and it's very true for everything that God calls us to obey. He doesn't let us live our life in convenience. He doesn't promise us comfort in every single situation. but he does promise us that he's going to get us through it. He does give us a way, and he will work through us, especially in our obedience, regardless of where you're at in life. So I just wanted to share that short testimony. I hope it made sense to everyone. God bless you all, and you have an amazing day.